I've known this land. I've had this land for a while now. It is mine.
Land dispute is as old as civilization itself. From building collapse to authorized demolition, boundary disputes, and even encroachment by real estate developers. The good news is that you can avoid these property issues and harness opportunities in the housing sector with the right information. Join us as we discuss everything real estate and the construction industry on the program Property Talk.
Airing live every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on
Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, Abuja. Property Talk is proudly brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. Don't miss it.
This land is mine. It's not yours. Look at my documents here to prove that it is mine.
This land is not your own, no. Oga, you better go and look for your own land. See my own document here. I don't pay for this land detail. Now my name did the documents like this. Look at my documents.
But this land has always been my own land. I've known this land. I've had this land for a while now. It is mine.
Land dispute is as old as civilization itself. From building collapse to authorized demolition, boundary disputes, and even encroachment by real estate developers. The good news is that you can avoid these property issues and harness opportunities in the housing sector with the right information. Join us as we discuss everything real estate and the construction industry on the program Property Talk.
Airing live every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on
Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, Abuja. Property Talk is proudly brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. Don't miss it.
This land is mine. It's not yours.
Hello, Abuja. Good afternoon to you this very afternoon, and welcome to the show Property Talk, proudly brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. As you all know, Property Talk is aired every Monday, 12:30 p.m. here on Armed Forces Radio 107.7. I usually say your darling station. And here we are again, another Monday. I would like to say Barka de Salah to all of our Muslim listeners, generally to everybody, because the public holiday actually affects everyone. Sitting at home, working on your own. Public holidays for all of us. So I say Barka de Salah to all of our listeners this very Monday afternoon. And I think my colleague was whispering to me that this week is actually a short week, in the sense that on Thursday is going to be June 12th again. And so it means you work Monday, you work Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we are off. We come back Friday, and then the week is practically like a short week. But it's beautiful, so you have enough time to rest, to family, to think of better investment opportunity, of course, and to listen to Property Talk on Armed Forces Radio 107.7. Well, like you all know, every Monday we are here with another beautiful edition of Property Talk, and this morning we are here with something beautiful. Now that you are seated, relaxed at home, you can listen and follow up on the show. And I'd like to say also that this show is streamed live on YouTube and on Facebook, WORIN Nigeria on YouTube and on Facebook, so you can still watch. You want to see our faces in the studio, you can still watch and follow up. And in the midst of the program, we're going to be opening the phone lines as usual, so that you can call in, giving your suggestions and ask questions. And like every Monday we come with exciting episodes. We come with experienced personalities in the industry. And today we are with somebody that is so vast, that has worked, as a civil engineer. He's a civil engineer actually by training. And he has worked on himself to improve on the aspect of project management. And he's one of the best in the capital city, at the moment. He has worked a couple of projects, significant projects. Some of them are so exclusive that, we can't mention on radio, right? Some of them are national monuments. Some of them are, monuments of other nations in the country. I would use that. I would just leave it at that, right? But we have him here in the building. I'm talking about none other than Engineer Victor Adeoye. Engineer Victor is a friend of the house, and we are glad to have this, sort of people around us. Right, and we have Engineer Victor here in the house. I'd like to say a very good afternoon to you, Engineer Victor.
Good afternoon very much. It's nice to also be here in this very wonderful time and very wonderful station. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. It's beautiful to have you. I think this is your second time or your first time being on the show?
Actually, this is my first time being on the show, but you know we've been together.
Yeah. We've done a couple of things together that it feels like this is actually part
on
of
the show.
it.
This is my first time.
Yeah, but so good to have you. I wish you have something like Shekere to sha to say welcome on the show.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for agreeing to do this with us today.
You're
Well, we are going to be talking about a very, very interesting topic, which is maintaining standards in building and construction in Nigeria. Maintaining standards in building and construction in Nigeria. Well, before we go on, I would like you to listen to this sing tune one more time, and then we'll be back shortly.
To prove that it is mine. This land is not your own, no. Oga, you better go and look for your own land. See my own document here. I don't pay for this land, did it? Now my name did the documents like this. Look at my documents.
But this land has always been my own land. I've known this land. I've had this land for a while now. It is mine.
Land dispute is as old as civilization itself. From building collapse to authorized demolition, boundary disputes, and even encroachment by real estate developers. The good news is that you can avoid these property issues and harness opportunities in the housing sector with the right information. Join us as we discuss everything real estate and the construction industry on the program Property Talk.
Airing live every Monday at 12:30 p.m. on
Armed Forces Radio 107.7 FM, Abuja. Property Talk is proudly brought to you by WORIN Nigeria. Don't miss it.
Well, you had it right. Don't miss it. We are here every Monday, 12:30 a.m. p.m. rather, on the darling station, Armed Forces Radio 107.7. Like I said before we went for that short break, we'll be discussing the topic, maintaining standards in building and construction in Nigeria. Maintaining standards. And we have Engineer Victor Adeoye in the building. Engineer Victor, I need to add, is the CEO of VADEC Solutions Limited. Welcome again one more time, Engineer Victor.
Thank you. It's nice to be here.
All right, so we'll just go straight to the discourse of the day.
Okay.
I'd like us to start, from the background. First things first, right? What's inspired your journey into civil engineering and the construction industry, at large? What inspired your journey?
Okay, inspired my journey. From small, I've been around the built industry. My father being a land surveyor, and he has so many engineers as friends and the likes. But majorly, what actually inspired me to go into engineering is, when you on TV, when you are watching TV, then when you are reading news or you are seeing so many things, you will see that behind this, for example, take Dubai, what Dubai was then and what it is now, the infrastructure drive and co. So this, within my heart of heart, how can I also contribute my quota in making sure that Nigeria is like that of that Dubai? Actually, that was like a child, and you get to the university also will decide to want to change your destiny and everything.
Send it to fishing.
But thank God we are here, we are where we are. And I think that has been the drive. Majorly is, how do I create a very efficient and a very safe and sustainable structure for people? That's actually what brought the drive from NYSC down to the first working place, second working place, before we get to where we are now. So the drive has been, how can I also contribute my quota in national development? And one of the main things is, everybody, be a doctor, agriculturist. So the Bible says, whatsoever your hands find doing, do it well. So mine is engineering, and I'm trying my best to ensure that I do it well.
Awesome, sir. Awesome. So I would like to ask you, how would you describe the current, or before we get to that question, right? When we say maintaining standards in construction, what does that really mean? I mean, in practical times, people listening to us, what does it mean to maintain standards in construction? Okay.
I think one of the major things, when we're doing, because I'm a structural engineer, as civil engineering is in different, there are different terms of civil engineering, as we call ourselves the father of all engineers. So
this is beginning to feel like a matter now.
As a civil engineer, one of the main things that we always say anytime you have a structure to design is safety first. After safety, you now check economy before you now start thinking aesthetics. And when you are saying maintaining standard, even if you have a very proper design, because maintaining standard means having your reconnaissance properly done, your background work, which is your design, your both architectural design, your structural design, and all other likes properly done. And even when you get to the site, ensuring that that which is designed, it's what is built. Yes, there are some times that you have some challenges on site, but if everything is flown through the normal process and it is maintained, you'll discover that you will have a seamless and you have a good sustainable project. So the term maintaining design is going through the process as it ought to be.
Maintaining standards.
Following the standard as it ought to be, and ensuring that at no time do you drop standard for any reason. It's just like a doctor. When you are going for surgery, you are going for surgery. You don't have, there's no room for mistakes. And even let's assume that there are one or two things that you ensure that you correct the mistake and put everything in check. Because if that is not done, when the patient go out of the knife, you will still come back. And you don't. And you know, for engineering, one of the things is that engineers' mistake cost a lot of havoc. So that's the reason why you don't have it. You just don't. You don't want to have miss it.
So awesome. And you know, from your introduction, you know, I could deduce that you are a nationalist. You know, I'm saying that you want to contribute your quota to, you know, the growth of the nation. You want to be able to do your part to make the country better, right? So I want to ask this question, right? So how would you describe the current state of building standards in Nigeria? Would you say that we are there, or how would you describe it?
Okay, I think if I want to describe the current state of standard, maintaining standard in Nigeria, I would say we are not there. We are aspiring to be there.
We are working.
We are working to be there. Because from getting building approvals to going to sites, I want to use Abuja, which is our area of this as an example now. I know every other state too, they have their regulatory authorities that are following up building. To getting FCDA to approve your design, to going to sites, getting FCDA to come to site and come and check your building and everything, you discover that there are so many loopholes. I think before we enter the studio, we are having some discussions. There are so many people that are saying, I'm an engineer, and you discover that majority of the projects going on in the city of Abuja, when you go there, you will be worrisome as to, sorry, what is going on? Because I normally tell people, if we maintain standard and we do what we ought to do, based on project designs, there shouldn't be any collapse. Even if there will be collapse, let's say that there is collapse due to natural disaster that was not planned for. Because even as it is now, I believe that there are research going on, and I want to appreciate the government, and I also want to appreciate the engineering body, WORIN and the likes, because there are research going on into ensure that even seismic, earthquake, and all those things, most of our buildings, most especially the RIS building, are built to be able to withstand it. Because we know the nature now is changing. You can't predict. The climate is changing. You can't predict. So, but it's worrisome that you will see designs that you'll be wondering that, sorry, who did this?
Who approved this?
Who approved this? And I can say that it's improving because was it on Friday? I went to a site to do an inspection with FCDA. When I got to the site, I was happy the way the FCDA official actually. I was like, wow, this is now a new FCDA, because before is everything is okay, you move, and you'll be like wondering, sir, you are not seeing this, But I think we are going there, but we are not there. Right from the clients trying to boycott materials.
Yes.
Oh, sir, iron TMT is the best. No, I want to go for the local one, that one that me and you know that is not strong enough. Sir, I need 10 bags of cement to do this. Can 6 work? No, I don't have money for 10. Go and manage 6. I think down from the client, even to the professionals, and to the so-called professionals that are not professionals now, and to the government authority that are on site to ensure that things are going on well. We are working towards it, but I still believe we have a long way to go.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
awesome. You said a lot of things here in the midst, but I want to still ask a question now, coming to government regulators.
Yeah.
Right. So do you think WORIN and SON, Standards Organization of Nigeria, which is responsible for regulating the kind of materials that are used in the country, the question is, how effective are these regulators, especially WORIN and SON, Standards Organization of Nigeria, in ensuring compliance? And what do you think needs to change? How effective are they? And what do you think they will need to work on?
Well, SON, I might not really have plenty to say about SON.
Okay.
But about WORIN, yes, I know our engineering assembly is next month. And what we are actually still talking about is quality of engineering service and building professionals and the likes. And I understand that, yes, WORIN in his way to is trying and is ensuring that professionals are certified. Professionals are brought into the profession. But I believe that WORIN too has a responsibility. Because if I understand MBA, you will not get to an hospital and go and run surgery if you are not a doctor. For a lab scientist, when they come to your lab and there's no registered lab scientist in your lab, you will be sanctioned. But it's unfortunate that most sites, most real estate developers, most engineering sites, you get there, you hardly find one licensed professional. Everybody I'm an engineer, I'm an engineer, I'm an engineer.
Just call
If you, in as much you put on a helmet and you know how to
Yes.
and it's unfortunate that, yes, you've been doing this for the past 20 years. But do you understand the science behind it? Yes, when we're doing, every project looks similar, but every project is distinct. Every project is unique in its own. When we are doing this, when you are putting on, I want to put an example, you are putting on a beam, you are trying to arrange the reinforcement of a beam. There's a way you arrange the reinforcement that most of your bars are not doing anything. But it might be like, maybe when you are building Transcorp building, you are part of the team that did Transcorp building. That's how you did it. But you don't understand the science behind it. But here now, this is how these reinforcements are arranged. Because you want to take care of this so stress. You want to take care of this so moment. You want to conquer this. So I believe that WORIN needs to stand up more on enforcement. Try as much as possible to ensure that most engineering sites enforcement, just like MBAs, I believe there are task forces that are going out to ensure that the people in the hospital, as much as the doctors are dealing with lives, imagine what happened in Ikoyi. You know how many lives that went? Imagine what happened in Anambra. You know how many lives? Even in Jabi, one collapse, several lives. One doctor's mistake is one life. But when an engineer make a mistake, is enormous.
I've never thought of it in that life.
No.
True,
If a doctor make a mistake, it's just one life.
one, yeah.
But imagine, I remember, if it was a bridge, if a bridge should collapse, you know how many lives will be lost. And you know the disaster. Even aside the life lost, some people's source of livelihood gone.
will be gone.
Some people's house gone. So it's so WORIN, I want to plead to WORIN. WORIN need to work hard in ensuring that enforcement, in ensuring that we have professionals handling what it ought. And even when we get to the place of building being approved, there are designs that you see that has FCDA approval on, and you'll be wondering who vets this. I believe I want to implore WORIN to also do that in FCDA, when we want to go, ensure that the people checking it
is really an engineer,
licensed engineer, not just, I pay this money, let it go. No, it's beyond that. And when it comes to SON, I want to plead with the government. They should please ensure that SON are really working up onto standard. When you go to the day market, you see some iron there, you'll be crying. That how would this pass to just even enter Nigeria?
How do we even have it here?
There are so many. But I believe we need a lot of work. A lot of work needs to be done.
True.
Yes, they are trying. There are plenty sensitizations they are trying, but a lot still needs to go on that day to ensure that, yes, we have a safe, sustainable, and sound engineering and building profession.
Thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
In fact, that's part of the reason why we do what we do here on the show. right? Just to get people sensitized. People should know that there are some things that you don't allow around, even if you are not an engineer, yeah?
Yes.
There are some things that you don't allow. You demand for standards.
Yes.
You get. So this will lead me to another question. You know, we deal a lot with workers, especially in the construction industry, with the engineers themselves, architects, that's the professionals now. And we also deal, with the artisans, the mason, those that are not, that have not gone through formal education, as it were.
Okay.
Right? The masons, even the helpers, cleaners and all of that. So one of the things that we see, working on site and with clients, we see that somebody might just know a mason, maybe has been practicing for masonry work for, say, 10 years. They say, no, we've done a couple of projects with this guy. This guy is good. In fact, sometimes he's even an engineer that will say, no, this guy, I can trust him with my project. He's good. Feeling I've trained him, right? And we have a lot of them that are thinking, okay, they know that I'm not a certified engineer, and they aspire to be in that position, because by practice, there are a lot of experiences that they've gathered by practice. I want you to speak to that set of people. We have a lot of them around us, yeah? I want you to speak to, and a lot of them are actually listening, because I'm going to open up the phone lines. People are going to make contributions and ask questions still. So I want you to speak to this group of people. They've been experienced, they've been exposed to the work, to the job, they're experienced on it, but they are not licensed. What are the processes for one to get, and is it late? Say you are age, you're looking at age, you're looking at, is there any time that is late? And what are the processes that one can actually follow to be licensed, so you can be a licensed engineer?
Okay. Is it too late? No.
Thank you, sir.
Because we've seen even, was it in Unilag last year or which year that a very elderly man became a graduate of law. So I believe that in engineering, we have engineers, we have engineering technicians, we have engineering technologies, we have engineering craftsmen. And one thing I would advise them to do is this. Yes, for you to be a licensed engineer, there are processes. And the processes, number one, get your BSc. And if you don't have a BSc, you have a HND, do your PGD. From your PGD, go for masters and have the requisite experience. Go for the certification exam, you become an engineer. Oh, you have your HND, you are an engineering technologist. Go the necessary NATE, become a member of NATE. Also, as an engineer, with your BSc, you can become a member of Nigerian Society of Engineers, which is very, very important and compulsory. Yes. And with that, you can become a registered engineer. Yes, from you might know the job, but are you a licensed engineer? No. There are so many people that are bearing the name engineer. Yes, that you train someone and the person understands the work. Engineer. There are so many people that are saying, I'm an engineer, we've been building this, you can even do it more than, okay, no problem. Do you understand the science behind what you are doing? Not that you are doing copy and paste, no.
Yes.
For example, you have this building, let me build this building. No, is it not just to dig the foundation? Number one thing, do you understand the soil property of what you are building on? From the soil property, do you understand even how the building you want to build, how it behaves? Your column placements, to your beam arrangements, to your general arrangements. So you need to go to and study about it. Sorry, I'm a Christian. The Bible says, study to show yourself approved. Study. Yeah. And in the process of studying, in Nigeria that we have today, certificate is a show that you study. And if you want to practice as an engineer, please get certificate and be licensed. Age is not a barrier. Yeah. No. Yes, you might have the Sabi ticket. You Sabi.
You fit Sabi.
But have the certificates to corroborate your Sabi ticket.
Yeah.
You understand?
Yes,
so
sir.
with that, the necessary authority will understand that, yes, this person knows what he's doing. So I believe that's my advice to them. Go to school. Get all the necessary certificates. And I know for sure, WORIN is even willing to open hands.
Yes.
Because I remember when I was doing my own certifications, it's practical question. Beyond theory, it's not. Yes, they ask us moments, diagram, and all those things, but it's practical question. I remember then one of the projects I wrote, the man asked me a question, and I was able to defend it because it's my project.
Yes.
So it will be easier for them.
Yeah, that's the advantage.
That's the advantage they have. It will be easier for them.
Wow, thank you so much, sir.
You're welcome.
All right, listeners, you can still be a part of the show. You can contribute, say your contributions, your experiences with substandards when it comes to building, and you can ask questions. Engineer Victor is very much in the building. We have still some time here in the building. That's why Engineer Victor will be able to do justice to every question that you have. So you might be asking what number you should call. I will just call the numbers out. You can call us on this number, and then you can be part of the show. And the number to call is 081 30 60 8527. I'll take it again. 081 30 60 8527. Let me take it one more time. 081 30 60 8527. I think we have a call already coming in. We'll take this call. I think we lost that call. Okay, the call is still on. Hello? Hello, good morning. Good afternoon, rather. Okay. Please, the network allow us to... Hello, good afternoon. Please, what's your name and where? Good afternoon. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
I'm Anthony. I'm calling from Newcastle.
Okay, Mr. Anthony from Newcastle. Good to have you on the show. All right, awesome. Good to have you on the show. Please, can we get your contribution?
Yes, I've been listening attentively from beginning, almost getting to the end of this program.
Yeah, thank you.
And I'm a practicing technician.
Oh, awesome.
Huh?
Awesome. Go ahead, sir.
Live for how long?
No, I said go ahead with your contribution. We can hear you.
Okay, I'm a practicing technician. I've been in the profession for since 1982. That should be about 40 or 42 years.
Awesome.
Hello?
Yes, sir, go ahead. We can hear you.
So my question is, you are talking about those who have been practicing without being certified.
Yes, sir.
And I've been there for some time. I learned some things. I will make some discoveries that could be put into invention. Some of them, nobody encouraged me to put them up. And they are already like inverters and the rest of it. And now we are I'm on my own making researches for self-generating energy. That is without any sort of external, like fuel or things like that. But with all these things that we depend on satisfied bodies for us to carry on our practices. And you have already mentioned about age, which I'm also advanced in years. And also the cost of we trying to educate ourselves to get satisfied before we like to practice our profession. I don't know who encouraged us to carry on in such areas.
Thank you.
Because mostly we are on the streets doing little things. But now we are getting to a stage where even without learning what is new, because of the old experience, we open a device and understand the processes are not too far from what we are studying.
Thank you so much, sir. I think Engineer Victor will speak to that. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir. Yeah. Hello, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
I will.
Come again?
I will.
Fine, thank you. Please, what's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Adam Ibrahim Yellow.
Okay, where are you calling us from?
From Nasarawa State.
Oh, awesome. Please, let's get your contribution.
Hello?
Please go ahead with your contribution.
I know you.
Okay, maybe you need to call us back. I think the network is not clear on your end. Thank you. Engineer Victor, you heard the first caller. What will you What would you speak to that?
Okay, I think I want to, number one, I appreciate, he said the first scholar said he's a registered technician.
Technician, yes.
Good. And just like I said, this engineer, when we talk of building construction, the engineers cannot do it alone. You need both the technologies, you need the technician, and you even need the craftsman. Yes. One thing registration does is, registration, all those research, all those little things, these are first scholar said he has done. Imagine that if he's certified, and maybe during one of the current assembly or this thing, he push it forward.
Able to present it.
You will be able, it amplifies your efforts. That's what certification does.
Yes.
It amplifies your efforts. And even when you are talking, and people, you said, I am a registered technician with current, people tend to respect you more. I want to share one experience with you. I remember there was a time, there was one project we were doing in Mabushi. I understand the whole thing we are doing. The FCDA official came to site. And when we are talking, we are arguing things. Sir, this is how it is in engineering. You know, engineers, we like to argue. The only thing the man used to calm my nerves is, are you registered? I said, no. He said, please, I need a registered engineer to talk to. Imagine that kind of a thing. He said, I need a registered engineer.
That was loud.
Very loud. Now, that sends me like, yes, I know what I'm doing. But the question is, in the size of the government, I am not licensed to practice this.
Yes, you are not even supposed to be there.
Regardless of, see, there are plenty of people that they can tell you that they can successfully do surgery. And they might not be lying. But do you have a proof to prove that you can do this? Yes, you know, in engineering, we can add one or two together. You can, you as a welder, as this. But when it comes to, sir, bring what we can use to prove that. And what certification does is that it amplifies you. It's when you travel abroad, how will you be able to tell them that I've done this? It's to show them certificates. It's not to tell them that I can do this, I can do that. Yes. They maybe after you show them certificates, you can even do more than what your certificate is doing. But have something to show. That's why I said it's not too late. As he is now, I believe that if he puts in a year or 2, 3, he will get himself even more than a registered technician and become a technologist. Yes. And when he's talking, his cadre is not the same as a technician. So that is what I mean. I'm not saying that most of the time, even technician, they have the requisite experience. But are you licensed to practice? No.
So I would still say to him that there is a need for the balance. That's what Victor is just trying to say. There's a need for the balance. We are happy that there are people that are actually making researches, are looking forward to grow, and you are part of them. And so we'll just say there's a need to balance it up. Go ahead with what you're doing, but licensing, certification is very important as far as this industry is concerned. So in that light, you made a statement about how somebody can say I can perform surgery and then he's not licensed to practice. Yeah, I know there's nobody in his right senses will encounter that kind of person and then still submit himself or his family member to be to be worked on by such a person, right? If you can't do that, why do we risk it with buildings? Why do we risk it with, especially residential buildings, where people actually will come in, business places that people will actually come in, and there's every likelihood that something can go wrong? I think we shouldn't gamble that. That will lead me to the next question I would like to ask you, Mr. Engineer Victor. Right, so what role should the general public play in ensuring that the environment is safely built? What can we do? How can we speak up?
I think we are in the era of social media. And when we understand that it begins with, there is this, I think there is this slogan, it begins with me.
Change begins with me.
Change begins with me. Yes. And as someone, I want to build a house now. I will first of all count my cost. This is what I want to do. I have it at the back of my mind. I get an architect. I get an engineer. I get everybody. But in the process of me getting an architect, you are too expensive. Let me just get somebody to just help me draw something. no problem. You will get the result of draw something. The engineers are so expensive. I have one brother in this thing. He has been building for years. The result comes. So I believe that when we count the cost well, and you understand that there is this saying that the taste, the savor, the sweetness of cutting cost, the enjoyment you have will be long forgotten when you are when the suffering of that cost that you cut, when the suffering is coming. So I believe that as general public, we need to be sensitized to understand that standard is standard.
Yes.
You can't cut it. And yes, do I say that because of that you should be paying exorbitant fee? No. But ensure that you get value for what you are paying for. And you too, that you want to get value for what you are paying for, ensure that you are paying value. Yes, everybody wants to get everything at the cheapest cost possible. But ensure that what you are getting is something that you know is not penny wise, pound foolish. Because that's what we normally do. That's most of people do in the construction industry these days. So I think that's my answer.
Awesome, Engineer Victor. Well, I would like to say to our listeners still that this conversation does not end in the studio. Of course, we take the conversation further. Some of you have been sending WhatsApp messages, which we've been replying, promptly. And I would like to just call for, our new listeners to just get to know our WhatsApp numbers. Conversations happen after the show. You send in your questions, we try our best to point you to some of the properties that are available that WORIN is marketing. I just called the number. This number is not for calls. It's strictly for WhatsApp. And the number is 09077